What's going on, world? It's your boy Ed, Reverend Philly Black Kings of the Ring. I just want to let y'all know March Madness is going on right now. Everybody has just been going crazy. Got starting with the UFC. My boy John Jones is back, man. That's all I gotta say. It's official. He in the building. He taking everybody down. He in the heavyweight division. Although he looked like he was out of shape, he was on point though. The match didn't even go a whole minute, in my opinion. It didn't. I think it was like 32 seconds or something like that. So the boy is official, man. I just want to let y'all know that. Next thing I want to talk about in sports right now, I want to go on and talk about AEW. I want to talk about Kenny Omega and his match he had with Vikingo. That was one hell of a match. All I gotta say is, wow. Now, I'll say some guys do some moves. Ricochet, he's one of them. He's incredible as far as acrobatics, athleticism, strength, agility. The whole combination of a video game wrestler will be Ricochet. But this Vikingo dude, man, boy is probably one of the most spectacular spectacles I've seen since probably Kenny and Ricochet. Rey Mysterio, back in the day, like hands down the Mysterio. That was my guy. I wouldn't put nothing past him. He can do whatever. He can still do whatever he want to do. He hasn't changed one bit. Age ain't nothing but a number to that man. Give him credit where credit is due. Um, but he's definitely going to be wrestling his son Dominic. So we're gonna see how that works out. That should be incredible. The next thing I want to talk about what's been going on with the riffraff between Moxley and um, and CM Punk. So CM Punk has been, I guess you want to call it trolling or just disgusted, either one, with what's been going on with his people in the AEW. The way they've been trying to treat him, what he's been doing, and everything else, the whole 9 yards. Moxley went back and called him out for his nonsense. So that's going to be something else we're gonna have to talk about soon on what's going on. Uh, Hopefully he comes back so they can get their ratings up and everything. Get the money flowing, get the fans hype again. I'm not saying that they weren't hype or haven't been hype, but it's been going up and down, and it's really been increasing. One of my favorites down there is MJF. I don't care what anybody say. Call him a smuck, call him a mark, call him whatever. The dude is just straight, funny, hilarious, raw, uncut, and just tell it like it is. Don't care who you are, which is, I don't know if he's playing character or if he's being himself, but it's definitely something interesting to see him doing, see what he's doing, and making sure everything is being handled as far as the business is concerned. Now, the other thing I want to talk about WrestleMania weekend. Now, all of March, everything has been unfolding, everything's been unraveling. You've been seeing all of the tips, all of the secrets, everything. And I want to say it started with Sami Zayn and Jay Uso. Everything happened at Elimination Chamber happened. Kevin Owens came out, saved them, and then it went on from there. Jay said, "I trusted you" on one of the Monday Night Raws after that, which was the first week of March, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Jay just super kicked his chin right off. Just that joint was over. So I'm like, damn. Like, yo, what's going on? So what happened next was the following Friday, KO and Sami Zayn became friends again. It was a miracle, or it was just awesome. It was epic. It was the hug heard around the world, man. I mean, you got to give it up for those two guys. I think it's going to be an amazing event at WrestleMania. I don't know which night they're going to be on. There's been a little bit of riffraff with that too, from what I've been hearing. Sources talking about how they want Charlotte Flair and they want um, Rhea Ripley to be the main event. I mean, once again, I'm not, no disrespect to the women of wrestling or just women in general. Like, if you have a story that's been going on for almost 2 years, three, in general, just overall, it's been going on for like 2 years. You want to keep that. Now you got Sami Zayn and the Bloodline, whose storyline has been going on for over a year now, literally almost a year. Like, it started with Sami trying to be a part of them and proving himself, to him actually being an official member or honorary member, then becoming an actual member. So you got to think about that too. So the next thing is him and Kevin Owens reconciling everything and going against the Usos. It's going to be a hell of a match. Kevin Owens showed that he can pretty much take on anybody. He's been beating up Roman for the past 3 years. Give or take him losing, except this last one, he got his ass whooped. I'm like, oh God. But other than that, he's been doing his thing. So I really have no complaints with KO. That's going to be an awesome match. Now, also, there's been rumors about The Rock also being in town because of his daughter, though. His daughter's on NXT. She's wrestling down there. So that can play a big role or a big difference as to, if we're going to see him on Sunday night or even Saturday, since, it's a back-to-back event on Saturday. You got NXT Stand to Deliver, then you got WrestleMania Night 1, which is ridiculous. That's going to be, 8 hours or more of wrestling in a day? Like, damn. I mean, that's a whole day right there. They literally can't move. If you move, you're done. You're missing something, which, there's going to be a couple bathroom breaks here and there. You're going to be able to, catch it and see what's going on. But for the most part, it's going to be very, very entertaining, very interesting. I definitely want to say that another storyline that's been good has been Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio. Those two are going to put on a fight like you never seen before. I'm hoping that Rey wins, because then it leaves Dominic sour and bitter, like, I couldn't beat my dad on the biggest stage, or the spotlight is just too big for you. That could be the other angle. Like, you're not ready for the spotlight. Kind of how Cody is telling Roman Reigns, like, he not ready for the spotlight. That could be something else. I definitely recommend that he definitely get a little bit more, edge to him, and be a little bit more vicious. I think he'll be something real soon, because he's actually showing that Eddie Guerrero-ness, but he's not really Eddie Guerrero, if you get what I'm saying. So that's gonna be real interesting. Cena and Austin Theory is gonna be another good match. Cena shut the ball down. Theory ain't had nothing to say. So now it's up to him to prove his words, prove what Cena was saying, and prove him wrong. Cena been saying he's nothing, he's nobody. Who cares about make people know and show them that they can care about you, because you that guy. You Mr. But not really, you know what I'm saying? So also want to talk about the next match, which is Edge and Finn Balor. Now you got the Brood, and then you got the Demon. The Devil and the Demon. It's going to be an interesting match. And it's inside of Hell in a Cell. Now, I know Ed's been in there. Finn hasn't, but I don't think Finn is not, he's not familiar with this type of cage, but he's been in the cage match here and there. So I think he can handle his business. I just hope that there's no interference, but I think everybody is really booked except Damian Priest. So he will be the factor in if he wins or not. If he wins, we'll see. We'll see if it's a clean cut victory or not. So that's going to be the other situation. Let's see what's happening between the two. The other match is Brock Lesnar and Omos. Now, Omos, that's a big mug, man. I'll tell you this much. Brock Lesnar has lifted more than Omos weight, a.k.a. The Big Show, a.k.a. Mark Henry. These two guys, he's lifted Braun Strowman. What Braun Strowman is a little bit under 400. I think he's like 360 or something like that, 380, which is not bad. But even before then, I think when he first came, I think he might have been about close to 400. But now he got back. He got in tone for real, and you can see that. So that's a different beast and a different nature. So. That's going to be very interesting to see if he can lift Omos, because I will say this: Omos is the tallest person that he has had to. He's going to beat and attempt to get F5 on if he gets it off. Big Show, I think, was 7 foot or 7'2", they say, and Omos is 7'4". So that's going to be another 2 to 4 inches difference, and we're going to see how that plays out if Brock can, lift that much weight now that he's older, and if he can actually even get his arms around Omos to lift them up. So we're going to see how that go. I'm really hyped to see if it's going to last longer than 5 minutes or so, because it's a lot of crush matches, in that aspect. So hopefully that's not the case. I'm hoping that it's going to be a straight up, brawl, last a little while longer, and just make the fans ooh and ah, get their money's worth. I'll say that much. I hope that they do. The next match is Logan Paul versus Seth Rollins. That match is going to be crazy. I'm rooting for Seth Rollins. No disrespect to Logan Paul whatsoever. Logan is one hell of a wrestler, or entertainer. I'll say that much. He is one of the best out there that's not in his sport. What he did with Roman Reigns, and what he did with The Miz, and what he did in the tag team match against the Mysterios is just awesome. I mean, I can't take nothing away from him. He's completed everything within a year of fighting these guys. It's been on point. It's been a shocker. I honestly thought he was going to beat Roman until, the henchman came down and interfered in the match. So that's what we got to deal with when you fighting Roman. Who's going to help Roman win? Nothing to worry about, but I do think Cody has his number. I think Cody's going to win. I think Cody's going to hit him with the crossroads at least 4 times before pinning him. Or he might, get up after one and just be enraged for the next one, and he kick out again, being even more enraged. Who knows what he's going to say in the process, if he says anything. But just let Roman know, look, you're not the guy anymore. Your village, your tribe is done. Done, nigga. So we're going to definitely see what happens in that process. And definitely, I want to see what's going on with Asuka and Bianca Belair match. That's going to be a good one, too. Bianca, love Bianca. She's awesome in the ring. The strongest female I've seen, probably, I want to say, since China. Physically, great condition. Um, work our behind off, man. I think she's one of the top tier talents in the business. I just want to see how she even out with Asuka, because this new Asuka, which is her old style when she was over in Japan, called Kana. Now she's showing that side of her, so hopefully that's what we're gonna get, and she's gonna be full blown Kana. Maybe once she do become champion, she can switch over her name, no longer call me this, and officially call me that now. Kana seems like she's more dangerous, more vicious, more ruthless, and we'll give it to her straight up. And I think it's gonna be at least a 20-minute match, maybe a little bit more, because I think that's going to be the better match out of the women's division in general. Um, because you have two of the better fighters, whereas though Charlotte and Rhea both are good. We've seen what they can do when they fight each other, but I think it's going to be more of such a brawl till you won't get the full effect of an actual match. And I feel like that, I don't know. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens. Very, very interesting. And I think of course, the last match is it's going to be Roman, but hopefully Bray Wyatt pops back up. That's another person that's been missing. He had some type of issue, a COVID related issue, I guess the aftermath, symptoms, and that caused him to possibly miss WrestleMania unless they're just holding off. We actually saw on Monday or yesterday that Bobby Lashley is going to be inside the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. So he's going to win that. Now, unless Bray comes out after that or something of the sort, he's off the card, which sucks because Bray's my guy. And I wanted to see who else he was going to bring back, or who knew he's bringing to the Wyatt Six. But now we don't know what's going to happen from here on out. But we'll see. We'll stay tuned, and we'll find out what else happens after the night after on Monday Night Raw. Also want to talk about the boxing fight that just happened, the Benavidez match, and him and Caleb Plant. It was a one hell of a fight. I'll tell you this much. Caleb Plant has great combination punches. I think his punches lackluster power after a certain amount of times throwing it, because all he's doing is just throwing it. He's not aiming at certain spots so that way it'll have an effect on him. It's not like 1-2 to the body, 2 to the head, or to the chin, the uppercut, or anything like that. It's just all like flurries, and it's almost like a winky right defense that Benavidez had up. It was just, okay, you throwing them, you just hitting my arms, but I'm blocking it. You're not hitting my face at all. So he lost on that right there. But it was also excuse me. It was also good to see that Benavidez could take the punches and still throw combinations in the process and keep the fight going. And it did last 12 rounds, which was well deserved. Although I thought Plant was done for a minute, but he survived. He survived, and I have no complaints about that. So the next fight we'll see that's happening is Garcia and Gervonta Davis, the next big one, and that's coming up soon. That's next month. That's April. I will be glued to the tube. I will be watching all of that on TV, pay-per-view. Yes, indeed. So that's it for the day, guys. Hope y'all enjoy. It's your boy Ed, representing Black Kings of the Ring, Philly. Peace.